It began as an ordinary morning in a quiet village on the edge of a dense forest. The sun had just risen, casting golden light across the fields, when a strange sight caught the attention of a farmer sipping his tea on the porch. A peahen, elegant, alert, and clearly distracted. She wasn't moving, not flapping or screeching, just waiting for a wild animal to walk directly into human territory. Like that was rare. But what happened next defied everything people thought they knew about instinct and intelligence in the animal world. As the farmer stepped closer, the peahen turned and took a few steps away, then stopped, looked back, and waited. When he didn't follow, she repeated the motion. It wasn't random, it was deliberate, curious, and a bit concerned. The farmer decided to follow her. She led him across the fields, through a narrow trail at the forest's edge, and finally to a dense, overgrown thicket. There, hidden in the brush, were 3 tiny Peachicks. Fluffy. A heavy branch had collapsed during a storm the night before, pinning part of the bush down and blocking their way out. The mother had tried everything to free them but couldn't do it alone. What shocked the farmer more than the sight of the trapped chicks was the fact that the mother had come all the way to the village for help, and had somehow known exactly where to go. Animals flee from humans, not approach them. But this mother Peacock had done the unthinkable. She had trusted a human with the lives of her children. Without wasting a second, the farmer called out to his neighbors. A small group gathered with tools, carefully cutting through the heavy branches while the mother paced anxiously nearby. Every move was watched by her keen eyes. She didn't run, she didn't attack, she just waited like she somehow knew they were helping. As the last branch was lifted, the Peachicks let out high-pitched cries and scrambled toward their mother, who immediately gathered them under her wings, shielding them with a soft rustle of feathers. The rescue was complete, but the story didn't end there. Word of the Peacock's strange behavior spread quickly through the village. People were stunned not just by the drama of the rescue, but by what it implied. How did the peahen know to seek help from a human? How could she trust someone from a species known more for harming than helping wildlife? And why did she choose him? Out of all the villagers, some called it instinct, others called it coincidence. But those who were there believe it was something more, something deeper, an unspoken understanding, a moment where fear didn't win, and nature reached across the line that usually separates it from us. The farmer, still shaken by the encounter, admitted that he'd seen the same peahen before, roosting near the edge of his land, always keeping her distance, but never running far. Maybe she had watched him over time, seen him feed stray dogs, rescue injured birds, and speak gently to animals. Maybe that was all she needed to know. Over the next few days, the peahen and her chicks stayed nearby, resting in the shade behind the farmer's house. Every morning, she would lead them into the open yard, pecking at the ground while he watched from the porch. There was no fear between them, only quiet respect. What started as a bizarre morning turned into a story that reminded everyone in the village of something they'd almost forgotten, that animals, like us, have thoughts, fears, and even trust. The video one of the neighbors filmed during the rescue went viral, sparking worldwide conversations about animal intelligence and human empathy. Scientists called it a rare example of interspecies, but to the farmer, it was something far more personal. It was a moment that cracked the wall between human and animal just enough to show what's possible when compassion overrides fear. A moment where a wild mother, desperate to save her young, turned to a human, not as a threat but as hope. In a world where people often forget the silent lives around them, this one peacock dared to ask for help and someone actually listened. That's what made it unforgettable.